Welcome to Happy Horner Farms, and today is rabbit butchering day. We use these rabbits and eat them quite often, and they're, a good homestead meal that's, a lot better than chicken. So what we do first is we'll bring a rabbit over here, and this is our neck breaker right here. Compliments of RC Cry. Thank you, RC. He donated this to us, but you put the rabbit's head right here, pull backwards, and it snaps its neck real quick and fast and easy. Has a hose. Our hose is prepped and ready to go, but once we break the rabbit's neck, it goes into this bucket of water because the rabbit's hair is fluffy and real fuzzy. So when you're cutting on it, you want that hair to be really saturated, because if you're cutting on it dry, you'll be having fuzz everywhere, all over your meat. After the deceased rabbit is saturated real well, we'll carry it over here to our butchering board. Now the butchering board has two nails, just some carpentry nails. There's one here and one here, and we poke those nails through the legs, and it hangs with the head down and the feet up, and we butcher that way. Here is our I guess your gut bucket and your head and things, furs, they all go catches into these buckets here. Here's another bucket, and we got two stations with our shelves and our knives. So anyways, I'll let y'all see the process. After we have it skinned and gutted, we take it straight to our sink where there's an ice bath where we let them sit in ice as we get ready to package. So here comes the rabbit butchering business. Done. So we're bringing the rabbit from the water bucket. We have two nails right here. She's finding the tendon that holds the foot on, and you can see that nail here. As she feels it, she pushes through and have that nail push through the legs there. Then she's gonna give the rabbit a good rinsing, and she's allowing all that fur to kind of go towards the bucket here. Now she's going to take her knife and she's going to cut around the ankles with just the skin, trying not to cut that tendon, because if you cut that tendon, your foot will fall off that nail. And she's just going to do like a circle cut, I call it. And then she's going to do a Y cut towards the groin right there, and she'll do the other side. Just right around there. And then she'll do another Y cut. You can see the two Y cuts, she'll meet them. And then she's going to work around the testicles, cutting the membrane around the testicles, trying not to get the bladder. The bladder's real close to that. They share just a little fine membrane right there that you got to watch out for. And then she's pulling that membrane between the testicles and the bladder. Let me see if I can. So she gets that going on. Then she'll try to,
just right there.
she sees the bladder there.
A little piece right there, a little white spot.
A
That's
little
the
white
tube.
spot right there.
So you want to be careful.
Now she got that cut, and she's going to try to break their hips. And if they're older, you're going to have to really, well, she's going to pull around the legs first. Pulling that membrane and using that knife just to cut the membrane, not the fur or the muscle. Let me get over here. She's cutting that membrane towards the back end of the tail, pulling it down right there. Then she's going to cut like that. You'll see her thumbs right there. She'll poke through, cut towards the back end of the tail. And sometimes you can cut the tail, but sometimes you're going to need some of those the little leg loppers. And she'll just cut that bone right there. There's a little bone on that tail. Right there. And then she'll go back with a knife and cut that. Now where it's, I call it the t-shirt side, where she's just going to pull it down and give it a good rinsing. Always keeping the blade nice and rinsed. That way you can not get hair on the meat. She's going to give it another rinsing. And then she's going to pull it down. This one's working great. Taking that knife and just slightly cutting that membrane where it meets the muscle and the skin. There she goes, and she's going to give a nice little pull. And as you can see, it goes all the way to the shoulders. You can kind of see the shoulder blade here, and then there's the leg, the front leg. And what she's doing now is she's getting her fingers between the leg bone there and getting ready to cut that off there. Now she's taking her cutters, cutting the front feet off. And now she's cutting the front. All she has left now is the neck and the head. And then she has to gut it. She's cutting it where we broke the neck. You'll see blood here because that's where we snapped the neck. Giving a rinse from her hands and her knife. Getting ready to do a belly cut where she will inspect the kidneys, the lungs, the liver, the heart, and check them for seeing that they're healthy. So you can still see that little bit of a bladder right there, and it's still together. She's going to pinch that off. She's cutting that knife. She broke the hip. She cut that knife.
I'm about to break it.
Oh, she's about to break it. There she goes. She just snapped the hip. She's grabbing the poop chute with her fingers, pinching it, cutting the poop chute between the hips to bring it through the hip bone. That's why we snap the hip bone, is to grab that and pull it through. Now you can see how she has it.
There's the bladder.
With the bladder, she's pinching that. She's going to pinch that, just crimp it off, and then she's going to pull that out. And then she's just going to probably cut it and throw it in the bucket so it doesn't get on the meat.
There's a lot of poop in him, so I'm going to let it hang.
She's going to let it hang.
So I don't get poop in my meat. But if it's clean culling, I'd probably cut it out of the way. So I spread it.
So she's spreading her, making a V with her fingers, and she's cutting the belly where the intestines and everything are. Taking.
Here's a kidney.
We give the kidneys. There's a kidney here. Here's a kidney. And if you see like white spots or anything, then you would discard the rabbit. But this kidney is nice and healthy. Same with the second kidney. And we give these treats to dogs. So here's the liver. It looks nice and healthy. Now she's cutting a membrane between the lungs and the where the lungs and the heart have a separate compartment in the chest. It's in the rib cage, and she's cutting that membrane out, and she's going to reach in there and get the lungs and the heart. All right, she just pulled all that out. This is awesome. Good job, babe.
Liver.
So we have the liver.
Here's the liver.
Here's the liver.
Here's the heart.
Here's the heart.
There's the lungs.
And there's the lungs.
It's bloody because you asphyxiated it.
Now they're bloody, and we're going to give them to Annie. Annie likes these things. Don't you, Annie? She gets a little treat. Now she's rinsing the rabbit. Kind of give a good rinse before we put it in the sink and give that a rinse. And that cavity, since we broke the neck, that cavity fills with blood. So that's why she's giving it a good rinse. And all she has left to do is cut the legs off, the furry leg, the lucky rabbit's feet, I guess you'd call it. This one wasn't so lucky. So she's coming over here. Gonna snap those. You hear it snap, crunch. Then she's gonna take her knife, cut it. And we have a processed rabbit ready to either be frozen or pressure cooked. We pressure cook ours. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll give y'all some more videos. I appreciate it.